All right, let's call the meeting to order. I have 9:03.
Okay, so the first order of business is to approve the minutes. Does anyone
I'll
have
make
any?
a motion that we approve the minutes from the March 8th meeting.
Great.
Second.
Dan, you want a second?
Dan's on a cruise.
Oh,
I'll second it.
Mark,
all right.
thank
Great.
you, Mark.
Great. Thank you. All right. So the first order of business is the ratification of the voice poll of 4/19/22. Does anyone, well, let me refresh everybody's memory on that one. So that was additional lead funding to a project that needed additional method for lead abatement that was discovered probably towards the end of the project by the health department. Basically a situation where there was an unidentified lead hazard there that needed additional funding. So we did the voice poll with everyone to get that money from the lead program, as is our process, to then pay for the additional method to correct the lead hazard. So we're coming back now, obviously, in the active meeting to have that ratified. Any questions? Anyone? No?
No question.
Okay, so again, we're gonna need somebody to call for a vote on that. It's gonna have to be a committee member that calls for the vote.
All right, I'll call for the vote to increase the Lead and Healthy Homes Award for 9-11 Russell Road to the maximum of $20,000 per unit for lead and $5,000 per unit for healthy homes.
Okay, I'll second that.
Great, thank you, guys. So moving on to the last order of business is policies and procedures. You guys received a packet of information. I'm going to explain this a little bit. It's a pretty basic change to the language that's included in our policies and procedures. So to give you guys the context, our lead grant, when we wrote the lead grant, there was a perceived, not a perceived, but when you write a lead grant, you're trying to answer the HUD's basically sales pitch. They tell you what they want to see in your proposal, and you try to write your grant to meet those needs. One of the perceived needs was Section 8 enrollment. They wanted us to have some incentive in our lead program to increase Section 8 enrollment. So when we did that initially, we included a shorter forgiveness in the term of the lien on the property for an investor owner if they enrolled in their Section 8. So basically, if you enrolled in Section 8 at the beginning, you got a 5-year forgiveness. If you didn't, you got a 10-year forgiveness. What we didn't realize at that time is that investor owners that have occupied units can't enroll in Section 8 because it's an occupied unit. They can only do it when that unit is vacant. So we've increased language that would effectively do two things. It would retroactively allow somebody that has an occupied unit at the time to, when that unit becomes vacant, enroll in Section 8 later, and then be able to get the 5-year forgiveness at whatever point they are in the process. Further, it would allow anybody at all within 10 years, if they enroll in Section 8, to get full forgiveness. And this would basically allow for more flexibility for those properties to get the forgiveness, enroll in Section 8, and increase that as we intended. So it's basically going back and just changing the language so it includes options for those two categories. Does anyone have any questions on that?
No, nothing here.
And this has to be for, they have to have children under 6 in the unit, in each unit.
They have to market them to children under 6 and families. They don't, and they don't have to have them immediately in there, but they do have to, upon completion, market to families with children under 6. That's part of the rule.
Okay. And what happens if they don't get a family or children or young children under the age of 6 in the unit?
There's no penalty.
Okay,
There's no penalty. From HUD's standpoint, especially in the rental market, the more lead safe units you create, especially in the housing that we're dealing with, if there's not a kid in there this week, 2 weeks down the road, 6 months down the road, there will be.
okay, all right.
So again, we'll need somebody
So
to,
we need a motion to accept the amended policies and procedures.
Okay, I'll second that. I'm pretty good at seconding.
well, I think there's only 2 of you. So.
Can't get my camera to work, but
And where's Dan? Dan can vote, can he?
I'll second that. I've been reluctant to
Yeah, could you
turn
get
my
off
mic on.
the cruise ship, please?
I've been reluctant to turn on the mic because of the jackhammer in my office here.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. We can hear it here too. We're across the hall from you.
I'll second that.
So, yeah, okay. If there are no questions, that's all the business we had for you guys this morning.
All right, well, if there's no other business, then I'll make a motion that we adjourn at 9:08.
Okay, thank you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Have a good day.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Have a great day.
bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.